Two 4-liter or 16-cup containers can be used. Fill both up with water but not to the top because the water can spill over. Put the lids on and take the containers to a safer place to wash if that's not the bathroom. You might have to take one container at a time because it's heavy and to avoid spills. One container is used to soap the washcloth before scrubbing the body with it, and the other is to rinse the soap off the body and rinse the washcloth. Take the washcloth and dunk it into the water. Rub it with soap, but don't use too much soap. Wash each body part in sections from head to toe. This is important because you are using the same water to wash your whole body. The feet have to be washed last because they are usually the dirtiest part of the body. You can wash your face separately or at the same time as you wash up. It is suggested that you wash your face separately if possible to save time and water. Wash sections 1 through 3 first if you are washing your face also. If not, wash sections 3 to 6 and 15 through 19, then dunk the washcloth into the soaping container to rinse off most of the dirt before putting it in the rinse water. Remember that the water is going to become muddy, so you want to slow the buildup in the rinse water. Rinse the pre-rinsed washcloth in the rinse water and leave it slightly damp to rinse the sections you just soaped. If one rinse works, then go to the next section, but if you need to rinse a second time, then dunk the washcloth back into the rinse container and squeeze out the water. Dunk it again, leave it slightly damp, and rinse. Dunk and squeeze out the water, leaving the cloth slightly damp to accommodate the soap. Don't get the washcloth really soapy like you would in a normal shower because you have to rinse that out. The more soap you have to rinse out, the longer it will take to rinse, and the water will become muddier sooner. Just soap enough to clean each section. Next, clean sections 7 through 9 and repeat the rinse steps that were just described. Repeat the soap step and clean sections 10 to 13 and repeat the rinse steps. Repeat the soap step and clean section 14. You want to wash the top of both feet first before washing the bottom of your feet because the bottom of the feet are usually the dirtiest. Repeat the rinse steps. After you scrub both tops of your feet, wash the bottom of your feet and repeat the rinse steps.
Now, the first thing is a really handy bucket. That's over 13 litres and it squashes flat. And that would pack away really neatly in a backpack. So that allows you to store water at your campsite. Allows you to transport water as well. Now the second thing is an outdoor shower. Well, it says outdoor shower, but as I say, this can also be used indoors, which I'll show you later. You know I don't like unboxing videos, so I'm going to take this out of the box and then get back to you. Okay, apart from the main pump and shower head linked with a pipe, we have a USB charger. So that would go into your computer or solar panel or something if you were outside. This one would go into your pump, that would charge it. It's got a rechargeable 2200 milliamp battery. And when it's pumping water, it'll pump for about an hour before the battery dies, which is pretty good. We've also got a hanger as well. So you can hang that up in a tree, stand underneath it and have a shower. Or put that huge sucker on it, stick it on a very, very flat surface like an aquarium, click that in, load water from a bucket into your aquarium. So basically that's it, that's what comes in the kit. You've got the pump, 1.8 meters or 6 feet of hose, and a shower head with a few attachments and a charger. Now the pump will pump 2.5 litres per minute, which doesn't sound like much, but it does deliver a reasonable flow out of the end of here. And the whole thing really does wrap up very tight, and you could even store it in your collapsible bucket. Now the outdoor uses are fairly obvious, i.e. you can use it as a shower, but it can also be used to wash your boots, to wash your cats or dogs or whatever outside, without needing to bring them in the house and get the house up to the eyes in muck. You know what it's like washing dogs. I don't have one now, but when we did wash the dog, it would always shake. Best to keep that muck outside. And here, I'll just quickly show you the charging port. That's it there. So your charger goes in here. That goes to a USB compatible device. A red light comes on to show you it's charging, and when it's fully charged, it starts to flash. You then take that out, put your cap back on, turn it, and it totally seals it, making it 100% waterproof. There's your on-off switch on the top. And if you take the bottom off, you've got a very small filter on the intake, which just stops any heavy muck getting into the pump and smashing the impeller. It's just a really simple, very useful item. Obviously there's not much point me demonstrating this washing my hair, as I don't have any, but I'll stick it in the bucket and I'll show you what the flow rate's like. We've got our bucket full of water here. And the good thing about this having a zip top is, it doesn't matter if you're slopping it about, you lose very little water out of the top. That's pretty stable. Now this is about 13 or 13.5 litres in here, so within 2 or 3 minutes, depending on what height we have the shower head, this bucket will be empty. There you go. That's not a bad flow. Actually you can see it quite well against that black background there. And if you wanted to have a shower, it'll certainly give you enough time to wash your whole body, unless you're the size of a small planet. It's also very, very quiet as well. You know, over the sound of the church bells and the birds singing, I doubt you can hear the humming of the pump. I can barely hear it and I'm just right next to it.
So this lovely container right here is basically what I shower in, and it lives here. It's kind of a mission to take this stuff off every time that I want to shower, but it's really not that big of a deal. All I have to do is pick it up, and this isn't heavy. And in here there is what I use as like kind of a sink, or to wash my hair or my face, or like little things. And then my actual shower contraption. Like, literally, look at this. Here's my favorite fish. Right here. Homeboy right there. So cute!
So I start by just filling my shower with water. I typically use about 1 gallon. On colder days, I'll boil about 1/3 of the water that I'm going to use and mix it with room temperature water, and it makes a really nice warm shower. But on hot days, I won't bother with it because 1, it's faster, and 2, it's super refreshing. And then I just twist on the lid, get the pressure built up, and the shower is ready to go. Before I begin my shower, I usually gather all of the things I'm going to need so that I can have them close by. So on the days that I wash my hair, because no, I do not wash my hair every day, I'll do it first to get it out of the way. So I put the shower in the bigger black container to prevent water from getting all over the floor because the shower sometimes will leak a little bit, and then I use the smaller red bin as a catch-all for the water. Then I shampoo, rinse, repressurize the shower, condition, rinse again, and then finally tie up my hair so it's out of the way, and then I am done with that part. Once my hair is finished, I repressurize the shower real quick and dump the soapy water in the black container to deal with at the end. Then I just move the shower into the now empty red bin. After that, I step inside the black container and finish my shower. Usually the whole shower process, including washing my hair, takes about 10 to 15 minutes. As I said earlier, I use roughly 1 gallon of water, and throughout the whole thing, I only have to mess with getting more pressure like 3 to 4 times, so it's really not that much of a hassle.
The last step of the shower process is definitely the worst, and that is just the process of deconstructing the whole shower setup and cleaning up after myself.
To start the cleanup process, I just dry off the shower and put it to the side. And I'm currently city camping, van dwelling in the city, urban camping, whatever you want to call it. So for dumping the water, if I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'll dump it outside so long as there were no super harsh chemicals in it. But when I'm in the city, I'll just put the water back into one of these gallon jugs and then dump it when I have a chance in a more appropriate place. And for cleaning off and drying the containers, again, totally dependent on my location. If it's appropriate for the area, I'll rinse or wash them outside and set them out in the sun to dry, or I'll just clean them off in the van with a towel and some clean water. Then it's just a matter of setting everything back up and putting it in its proper place. For drying towels, it's usually something like this. If I'm in a place where I can't just hang them out, then I'll kind of just throw them up there. I'm not worried about the drawers because they're plastic, and then these, no clips or anything needed. They just kind of do that and hang there, so that's really nice. If there's a good breeze going, or if I'm in a place where it won't matter, then I'll just hang the towels on the door. But again, totally depends where I am because it's not exactly inconspicuous.